Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In 1942, in the cold desert of a small border town in Texas, a group of Cain are kidnapped and mass embraced by members of the fanatical sect, the Sabbat. Out of this group, only a handful survived, and through rituals and mentorship they became the pack known as the Pale Riders. Representing the sword of Cain, they are wielded by a mentor to cut deep wounds within the heartland of Mexico to the enemies of the Sabbat. Juarez on Fire is a Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat chronicle that follows the Pale Riders pack that consists of Mitch, a Lazombra played by Adam, Coyote, a Ravenous anti-tribute played by Alex, Eldrick, a Caitiff played by David, Jasper, a Bruja anti-tribute played by Joaquin, Cora, a Shimizi played by Slavic, and Richard, a Ventrue anti-tribute played by Tillman. If you'd like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or on Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy. All right, so you guys are going down this road again. You know you're going to need to feed. Are you going to mention that to anyone, Coyote? Or?
Yeah, basically, can I wait till we see a small kind of diner/bar on the side of the road and I'll ask to pull over?
We'll say that there's one kind of like 5 miles away from the border where it's like a Texas diner, you know what I mean? And there's a smaller, but there's not a lot of people in there. You kind of see that actually there's only like a grill cook and some southern lady who's probably in her 40s or 50s who's working inside there, who's like just kind of like cleaning up and everything like that.
Okay. Can we pull in here?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I just want to grab some refreshments.
You see the truck pulling over, Richard, that's driving in front of you.
Try not to make too much of a mess there.
You know me. I'm always discreet. I'll turn to Cora. Abuela, do you want anything?
I might go just for a little bite. But it's important you get fed. The process is very difficult, and I wouldn't want you to be too uncomfortable.
I'm okay with discomfort, but I'll keep that in mind. Can I bring anyone else anything? Anyone want to join me?
All three are getting out of the truck. All three of you are getting out of the truck?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Then you're getting out of the truck too. So all four people. So you guys are getting out of the truck. Scenes on you guys. Go ahead.
I'll help Cora in as if she's like my grandma, like I'll look like kind of gentlemanly, this big figure with his arms looped in hers, helping her along, holding the door for her.
Yeah, Cora will play the part, try to look like fragile and weak, but,
So as you guys walk in, basically like a rather large Mexican dude with this little white lady in her 50s and an old dude in the 70s and an alcoholic-looking guy following behind them. You see the lady who's working, cleaning the diner, the diner top. It's one of those where they have like the diner bar up front, where people can sit and there's some booths along the wall. Mm-hmm. And she's cleaning the top. She has like brunette hair. She looks to be maybe in her 40s. She has this very cold demeanor to herself, meaning like she's probably had a tough life. She's rail thin. She has deep carved lines like of wrinkles and frown marks on her face. Her skin is somewhat blemished. She's wearing this like white like skirt and blouse. You know what I mean? That looks like it has a yellow tinge to it from like years of smoking in this, or like stains that just won't come out from like dealing with grease or whatever. But she's tried her best to bleach it because probably buying a new work outfit is just too much money that's out of her pocket at this point. And she's sitting there cleaning the countertop, and she looks up as she hears the bell ring, ding, ding, as you guys walk in, and you guys come in, and you see, like I said, in front is the cafe booth, and you see like these leather bar stool chairs that sit up front that like the leather's cracked. It's like a maroon leather, and you see like yellow puffiness of like the cushioning kind of like poking out a little bit, and you see onto the left there's some like booths where it's the seats are made of the same like pleather maroon colored stuff with like these white tabletops there. Go ahead, scenes on you guys.
I'll help Cora into a booth.
You see the lady walks up apprehensively, and she has like this little stub of a pencil that looks like it's been sharpened with like a knife. You know what I mean? And you see her walk up. She's like, "Can I help you?"
Ma, aren't you a pretty little thing?
And she kind of raises an eyebrow, and you see when you say that, when you speak to her, you see like she raises an eyebrow at you like quizzically, and then you see like the eyebrow lowers, and you see she like takes a step or two back, like instinctually, like the lizard part of her brain just like tells her to like back up a little bit, and you see she backs up like a couple feet from you until like her back hits like where the coffee machines are and stuff like that. And you hear the clatter a little bit of like the glass coffee pots as they jiggle. They don't fall. And you see she looks behind real quick to make sure she didn't spill it, and she looks back, and you see she tries to stand up a little bit, and she has the pad, and she's like, but she doesn't want to get like any closer.
Are you okay,
like,
sweetie?
I'm good. I'm good, ma'am. So what would you like? What? You see she's trying to formulate words in her head, and she's like looking at Coyote, and then she looks at Mitch, and you see like her fear is still there, and then she looks at you, Richard, and you see for a second like she has this pleading in her eyes, like help me, like she's almost drowning. You're like this hand that's coming down through the water to help her out because she doesn't get that.
3 coffees, no milk, black tea for the lady. She doesn't take the caffeine very well.
Sorry, who else is in the diner? Is there anyone else around?
You can just hear in the background like the clatter of what you assume to be like maybe a cook, a short line fry cook who's working back there, but you haven't like seen him or anything like that, you know. And you see her; she's going and she's getting like 3 cups for coffee, and she's like putting them on the counter. And she's shakily pouring coffee, and you see like the cups are on top of these saucers. The 3 cups of the coffee, and you see as she's trying to pour it, like a little bit splashes. You know what I mean? And like collects in the saucer there because she can keep her hand still. And then she reaches back and she gets like some hot water, and you see like she puts like some black tea bags in there, and she's just kind of setting it there. And she's like, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" And she's looking right at you, Richard, like she's trying to unintentionally ignore the 3 others that are sitting next to you on the booths.
I'm going to spark up a cigar right in front of her.
Mitchell leaned forward in the booth. You know of any good mechanics around here?
She turns and looks at you. She's like, there's a guy, there's a couple that you can probably find down in Cedar Creek about an hour. If you head back an hour east.
Can I use Dominate 1 to tell her to relax? Does that make sense?
Yeah. You can say, yeah.
Try that.
And what's awesome about Dominate, you can be like, hey, you should really relax. And you can just like emphasize relax, and you know what I mean? And I like sneaky like that. Definitely. So Dominate 1, manipulation, intimidation, difficulty 5. Yep, 3 successes. Yes, sir. So you see, like, she's looking at you, answers your question, Mitch, and then she looks at Richard again, like going for the lifeline again, and Richard's like, you should really relax. And you see just like her shoulders just like slunched just a little bit, and you see she like closes her eyes, and she takes like this refreshing deep breath, and Richard, when you see her like taking the act of breathing deep in through her nose, out through her mouth like that, you have a connection there. You know what I mean? Like, cause you're the one with the 6 of humanity still, you know what I mean? And you kind of like see how the simple act of breathing like that has just put her at ease. And it's almost like you have a sense of nostalgia for that. You know what I mean? When you see her do that. So she takes I do feel a lot better. I think it just works. And, you know, things are hard and just hard to find. Yeah, definitely. I feel a lot more relaxed now, you know. And she kind of, out of her apron, takes out like a pack of like these cigarette papers, and you see like she has a little pouch of tobacco, and she's like starts rolling a cigarette right in front of you guys. Like she doesn't have a care in the world, you know what I mean? As you guys are standing there watching her, you know. Finally, she gets it lit up, and you see she like has this match. She pulls it, and she like sparks it on something under the counter. You assume it's like a little flint, you know, like thing that they used to have back then. She lights a cigarette, and she takes a tin ashtray, and she puts it first the ash in there. And she looks at you like, all right, anything else you guys would like?
I think we're good for the moment. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll be right over there if you need anything. And you see she goes and takes a seat about 5 feet away, sitting at like a bar stool that's behind the counter that you guys are at. All right, go ahead, Season, you guys.
Whether the other people in here look as frightened as her.
She's only one. Like there's someone behind, like behind her, there's like a little order window where like whoever's working in the kitchen behind would take food and ding a little bell, you know, like ding, and she would get it. But right now it's just her because it's almost midnight. You know what I mean? And at this point in World War II history, not too many people are going to diners. They're really only open probably because of traffic that may be coming between Texas and Juarez, and they might stop there. You know what I mean? So
no other customers either?
No other customers, no.
Oh, all right.
I'll wave her over again. Hey.
She looks and she gets up and starts walking over. Yeah, hon, how can I help you?
Where can I take a shit?
As you see for a second, she's not used to such crassness. Yeah, she points to the guest bathroom or the customer bathrooms that are indoors. So
okay, I'll head to the bathroom and just go and stand in there and smoke a cigar for a few minutes.
You three are left out there with her as she takes her seat again. Anything you guys need to do before he comes out?
Nah, Mitch will just quietly muse over his cup of coffee.
Do you work here alone? You,
me and
young lady, all by yourself in the middle of the night in this place here.
You trying to charm me, mister? She says as she.
Oh no, I am genuinely concerned.
Oh no, she's like, well, we got Billy back there who's working the grill, but so I'm not technically alone. But usually he sits back there and he's not too bright, but he's a good cook. He can cook up some eggs, some taters if you want some.
Oh, I'm good.
I personally am famished.
You see when you say that, like with that thing, you see she takes you can see her, Richard, tense up for a second. And then she breathes again. You see her hand shake and she grabs the edge of the counter from the inside and she goes back to would you like some food, ma'am?
Well, I think I'll wait for our friend there. I wouldn't want to, I'd rather just wait.
Okay. Coyote, are you just going to smoke your cigar in there? Or?
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting till she's a little bit distracted talking to the group, and then I want to kind of come out the bathroom and just go into the kitchen quickly and quietly.
Give me dexterity and stealth. I would say difficulty 6 because right now she's relaxed and she's kind of being intimidated by Cora at the moment, by Cora's inadvertent intimidation. Go ahead and give me that roll, please.
3 success.
3 successes. All right. As you see her talking, Coyote, you're come out the bathroom and you kind of gently keep your hand on the door so it doesn't close too loud. You know what I mean? Behind you. And as you hear it close, you kind of creep along. And this almost reminds you the first time you took someone's life sneaking in their house. You know what I mean? You feel that sense of if your glands could create adrenaline still, you'd feel like an offshoot of it right now. Maybe it's just the vitae that's in you, or maybe it's the beast that's just you know what I mean, making you feel that way by poking you a little bit. But it's you feel that intensity, and as you're walking along, you come across and you're right at to where she would normally walk outside behind the counter to go give food, and you see these pushed in double doors. Everyone else give me a perception alertness roll. I just want to see if you guys see Coyote creeping around. Difficulty 6.
Fortunately, I don't botch.
All right, you don't botch. What about you guys?
That's
3
one
successes.
1 success for Mitch.
All right, 3 successes. All right. So you guys see Coyote while Cora's talking, because Cora doesn't notice because she's getting a kick out of almost being like a cat messing with a mouse a little bit with this waitress. You guys you look past her and you see Coyote, oddly for his size, he's stealthy. You know what I mean? He's just creeping and pushing the door. He opens the pushing double doors that lead back to the kitchen just enough, one of them just enough to slide through his bulk through and let it close behind him, as if he doesn't want someone's peripheral vision to catch these doors, you know what I mean, open widely. As you go through those doors, Coyote, you come upon in the back, you see the stainless steel kitchen island kind of that's in the middle of this kitchen, and along the far wall you see some gas stoves and a wood stove. Right now none of them are on. You see a guy there, his back is facing you, and you see he's smoking a cigarette, and he's reading looks like a World War II EW, the EC comics, the horror comics. He's sitting there reading it. He has blue jeans and a white t-shirt, has a white apron on over him that's tied. You can see the tie.
Okay. I want to pick up a rolling pin or a frying pan, something nearby.
Yeah, there's a frying pan. Yeah, you got it.
I'll pick it up, and I'm just going to go up behind him and bring it down on the back of his head. Hard enough, not quite to kill him, but to knock him out. Do you know what I mean?
And give me one more dex and stealth roll, difficulty 7.
3 success. 2 success.
So you creep up upon him. Actually, and you two, Richard and Mitch, you're kind of like you can kind of see him coming through the order window. You know what I mean? Where normally food would be placed. And you see him coming almost like feline, and he has this pan, and then you see him go whomp, and you just hear this like crunching sound. A little, not like you didn't crush his skull, you controlled it, but you see his figure just boom and fall on the ground, and you hear like when he falls. Like you can hear a clatter a little bit of like his arm like hit like you know what I mean, something that was on the island and knocked over. And you see her turn around. She's like, Billy, are you okay? And she's kind of like goes to look, and as she looks around, you see her look like, hey, wait, what are you doing back there? And you hear that coming from behind you.
Can I punch you through the order window?
You turn around. You're too far though to punch from the order window.
Okay,
because, like,
cool.
You guys see her coming up the window. What are you three doing right now at this moment when you see that?
Mitch is going to get up and walk behind the counter looking for the phone.
There's not a phone in this establishment. They actually don't, you know what I mean? 1942, they can't afford to have a normal phone at the moment. So there's no phone there that you see.
Oh, good.
Richard is having a bit of a power moment, and he's going over to the girl and using Dominate again to tell her, I thought I told you to stay calm, emphasizing the calm.
Okay, give me the same roll, difficulty 5. So you walk. Do you go over the counter, or do you like just walk around the counter quickly and grab her shoulder and like get the eye contact?
I think I walk around it.
Okay, Mitch, as you're looking for a phone call, you're just, I take it, sitting there getting glee off of this, like, you know, feeling like the fucked up individual you are. And you see Richard walking around firmly, and he like goes around Mitch. You see him pass you as you're looking for a phone, and he grabs her on the shoulder and he turns her and he looks at her. Go ahead and give me the roll.
I have 3 successes.
Yeah, so you say you need to stay calm. You see her you see like she looks like worried, and you see like for a second she's trying to like fight against your will, but you see as you're staring in her eyes when you say it, and you see like her pupils dilate, like the colors around her pupils are slowly disappear as her her pupils get larger and larger. And you see her for a second, she takes like a deep breath, and then she looks at you again, and like her mouth is kind of like slack a little bit. Like you see a little bit of drool, because it's almost like you're getting her to fight her instinct now. You know, it's almost like cutting her very core right now by you doing that. So it's almost making her comatose in a way. And she's just kind of looking at you, and her arms kind of loosen and kind of go to the side as she's standing there just staring right at you.
All right. I turn to Cora and basically, without saying something, try to communicate with her, like, we need to share, or we need to find out who's gonna get that girl.
Okay. I'm gonna pick the dude up by the scruff of his neck, the unconscious chef, and I'm gonna drape him over the order window and ding the bell like dinner's served.
Jesus Christ. So you see that, Mitch, as you're looking, you're calling, you're ding ding, and you look and you see him behind the window with this figure draped over his shoulder like that. Go ahead, scenes on you guys again.
Mitchell chuckled a little bit. Order up!
Jesus Christ. You guys are evil, man, and poor Richard's just like, fuck. These are the people I'm in love with. You know what I mean? It's like
he's really enjoying pushing that girl around.
Dang, dude. So you guys are like a fucking pack of wolves.
It hits all the ventral parts in him.
Go ahead.
I'll just
definitely
out into the diner and lay the unconscious fry cook out along the bar like he's the main course, just, you know, lay him out on the bar, and I'm going to find a fleshy part and start feeding.
All right. How many blood pool are you taking?
I'll take half of what I can from him and leave the rest for everyone else.
So okay. So he has 10 blood pool points. If you take more than 3, he dies. Half is 5. It's your call, just so you know. So
can I take 5 and there still be enough for everyone else to feed on?
Oh yeah, they can take the rest of it. It's just you might have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to roll a humanity roll because your humanity is at 3 right now, right?
Yeah, I'll take 5.
Okay.
Richard say, I'll pass. Thanks. This is not for me.
So okay, you take 5. Give me a conscience roll, difficulty 8, Coyote.
I've totally failed that one.
You just failed? All right, gotcha. So you lose 1 humanity. You're down to 2. Cora, you almost get like a sense of inspiration, right? Like you see him like just reach down and feeds off this guy, and you could tell by how long he's doing it. Like he's just like eating under his armpit, like that. There's like a, you know what I mean, like a vein. He just takes a bite, he's like ripping, like almost like he's trying to get to his heart as best as he can. And you see him feeding. And you can see the guy's like dying, obviously. And when he stands up, he looks, and when he's done, he looks right at you, Cora. And that's almost where you get the inspiration for like the wide mouth, you know, when you see him bite the side there. But you can also see like the beast is almost even coming out more. You see like when he looks up at you, his skin is like fucking gray now, dude. Like it used to keep some kind of semblance of like looking Aztecian or Hispanic in a way, but now like you just see it looks almost like ash, and he's looking up at you. His bones are sticking out just a little bit more under his eye sockets, and his eyes look savage even most. And you see he's like looking at you, and you get this artistic inspiration when you see him. Like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with you tonight. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Cora will sort of, touch his face and look into his eyes, and then, dig in as well.
All right. So, Cora, you didn't kill him, so I'm not going to make you do a roll, but how much are you taking from him?
I guess, are you guys going to take the girl as well?
Might as well bring her with us.
What about
Okay, then I'll take the 4 blood pool points, so I have full.
Well, are you going outside during all this, Richard, or are you standing there watching, or what are you doing?
I think I go outside, just because the humanity is somewhat kicking in. So I'll just wait for a cigarette or something.
So Richard goes outside. You finish off this body that's laying there now, completely drained of all blood. It almost like the skin looks taut, like parchment. Mitch, you're standing there. The girl is standing there like, you kind of see she's looking at horror right now. And you see her mouth is like trying to form words and respond. And you see like her eyes are looking all bugshot. And she's like imagine just like feeling like you can't feel the panic that your heartbeat is telling you to fucking feel right now. You know what I mean? That's what's going on with her right now. Like mentally, she is not panicking, but physically her body's starting to panic, and she can't control that. And she's just standing there like frozen in shock. And you see she's trembling as she's looking at these 2 feed off this guy who was a short order cook for her. Go ahead, scenes on you guys.
Mitch will put a hand on her shoulder. He'll stand behind her. Don't worry, darling. You can relax.
And she's like, you could tell like she's not relaxing at all. And almost like when you touched her, and like even you can almost like, it's almost like you could feel her whole body tremble when your old hand like comes across and lays on like her muscle that's right there on her shoulder.
You ain't got nothing left to worry about.
We could use a daytime driver.
So I think I want to rejoin the group.
Okay, you turn around after you finish your cigarette. Yeah, because the feeding takes a while. You know what I mean? After you finish your cigarette, you turn around and walk in. You guys hear the ding ding of the door opening up, and you see Richard come walking in, and you see right now that you caught that we could use a daytime driver. And you see Mitch is like standing behind the girl with his hand on her shoulder.
Richard will be fixated on the girl for a bit because she reminds him of what it was like to be human in a way.
And Mitch, you notice that. I think as pack leader, you're kind of seeing how Richard's like looking at her, yearning almost, but fixed it. Yeah, like definitely like focused in on her.
Richard, you hungry at all?
No, not at all right now.
Scoot eats.
Yeah. I don't know, not my type.
Well, you're going to have to get your strength up sometime before we get there.
I realize that.
I just worry about you.
I heard Cora saying we could use a daytime driver, right?
What if she decides to turn us in while we're asleep?
We can't use her as a daytime driver. We have 2 cars right now. We will have 3 soon, so that won't work.
I think she's best if we bring her along as a road snack.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Richard, why don't you go ahead and tie her up for us?
Yeah, come on, Richard. I can help you.
See if they got some rope or some cord or something in the back you can use.
Crack a few of her bones. Make sure she doesn't do anything during the day.
We'll call that Plan B.
I'll use Dominate 1 again, and this time I tell her to sleep.
Go ahead and roll again.
3 of 4 successes.
Yeah, more than enough.
Was it?
Yeah, you say sleep, and she just falls to the floor. And Coyote, you're able to pick her up. And you have rope with the supplies that are, you know what I mean, the back of one of the trucks, or, you know what I mean, the van, and you're able to, like, tie her up and throw her in the van of the dairy van there. All right, man, you guys have gotten some sustenance. I did not see that going on, but I am not surprised it happened. I don't know how that makes sense, but you know what I mean? Are you guys back on the road, or what's your plan right now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What time is it now?
I would say it's about 1 a.m. Now, you have enough time to where you can go through the border patrol and make it through the Juarez limits, you know what I mean, to southern Juarez, where, like, there's kind of, like, desert out there along the road if you want to park your vehicles.
Can we just go through border patrol with 3 people with humanity 3 and 1 with humanity 2?
That's what's going to be interesting. That's what I'm like, wait, you know what I mean? Like, we shall see, you know what I mean?
Can I prop the waitress up on the, like, if I'm sitting in the middle at the back with Cora on one side, can I have her propped up like she's sleeping on my shoulder on the other side? Put my arm around her like she's my girlfriend or something for border patrol.
Now, if you want to do that, fine. I assumed you guys threw in the back of the old dairy truck that because the dairy truck has an overhead. You know what I mean? It's like basically like a door. And it's
like, going to want to search it. That's all I'm worried about.
That's what. Yeah, it's kind of a call. You know what I mean? So.
Do you got any drugs in here? No.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, this is
asking people.
This is before the war on drugs. Yeah. It's your call. We can see. I'll let you guys decide that, and pack leader can make a call, or you guys can make a call. But it's your choice. What way do you want to run with that?
Mitch is going to want to make the best time possible.
All right. So what does that mean then with the girl? How do you want to handle the girl? Do you want to just throw in the back of the dairy truck, or do you want to have her propped up between Coyote and Cora in the back of your pickup truck?
I think it would take more time to tie her up, and so
if she's just asleep, we can leave her asleep.
My new girlfriend.
We'll prop her up in the back of the pickup, I guess.
Yeah,
it's slightly less suspicious.
So you guys are driving up to the border, which is like 10 miles away. Surprisingly, you oddly noticed that there's not like a good amount of traffic like there normally is, and you see that there's like you can smell like smoke in the air and you can kind of see past the border where the Kentucky Club is at. You can see that like it had been on fire not too long ago, and the fire was like pretty rough on it. You know what I mean? Like you can see the sign is still there, but you can see like a lot of the drywall wood paneling, you know what I mean, burned off, and you can see like kind of like the foundational stuff is up, but you just like inside you can see it's desecrated and just like insane. And then while you're driving up in line, and you can kind of see in the horizon too, like miles off in the horizon, see like the sky lit up by like it looked like by fire. You know what I mean? Like that's like kind of almost like a sunrise, the closest thing to a sunrise that you guys will probably see unintentionally when it comes up like that. As you drive up, Mitch, in the front truck with these 3 in the back, you see that there's only 2 lanes open right now. And you see the same old fella in one of the lanes that you've seen every time that you drive through there. And you come rolling up in the pickup truck, and you see he's sitting there in his little booth, standing, looking inside of Juarez. And then when he hears the truck, he kind of opens this like door to step out of his little booth and step out. And you see him looking at the truck, and he's looking at like the people behind that are in the back. And you see he looks oddly at him. Then he looks at you for a second, Mitch, and he's, you know, because he's like kind of looking down at you from like where he's standing up on the booth. Mm-hmm. He's like, "You sure you want to be heading in there, mister?"
Yeah, we got family business to tend to.
He's like, you see him look in the back, and he's like, shakes his head, and he's like, "All right, be careful, man. Shit's been crazy last couple days. Ain't too many people been coming over here. I think most are waiting for shit to settle down here."
Understood. Thanks for the advice.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. And you see him like motion you on. And then you come driving up, and he looks at the truck, and he looks at you, and he's like, "What's your business here, mister?"
I'm with the other guys. The other car is full. We've got some stuff in the back.
And then as you're in the middle of talk, he's like, yeah, and he just motions you. You know what I mean? Forward, like, go ahead.
One thing, a few nights ago, like probably really late at night, did you see a group of people coming along here? I don't know. They probably looked like bandits or something.
I ain't seen that. It's been crazy here, to be honest with you, sir. Shit's been going down over across their way. yonder. People been losing their goddamn mind.
If you see someone like that, stay away from them. Like they stole all our horses and whatnot. Evil people.
Fucking horse thief. God damn, I swear to God, motherfuckers go off, fight a war, and people be taking up horse thievery. Bunch of bastards. And they got riots open. Did you hear about the riot that happened here the other night?
Yeah, I heard about that. Awful news, man.
It's fucking insane. Motherfuckers lost their mind. It was fucking nuts. I was watching here. I swear to God, people are losing their goddamn mind. If it ain't no goddamn Adolf Hitler trying to take over the fucking world, it's motherfuckers losing their mind up in Mexico land. I swear to God. Move on, get on. You have a good evening, sir. And he pats like the truck, the side of the truck.
Yeah, you too.
As you guys drive on. Now you're driving through, and you kind of notice the streets of Juarez aren't like how they were when you guys first went into them to go talk to pistonobs. You know what I mean? You're driving, Mitch, and there's not like you may see an occasional old Mexican like on a horse still. You know what I mean, going along, and you still see some kind of vendors, but you don't see the tourist shit going on at the moment. You know what I mean? And you're looking. As you look at the Kentucky Club, you can see as you get closer driving by it, because it's on the left on the corner, you can see man, there was a number done on there. You see even it affected the businesses next to it, and you can kind of see that the shop where you got the suit made was also plundered and you know what I mean, and was looted like that and completely destroyed too by the fire as you guys are driving on. Anything that you guys want to do in Juarez before you make it through Juarez?
No, me.
All right.
Can I do the operational?
Yeah, we're gonna do it when you get past. Yeah, when you get to the outskirts of, you know what I mean, of Juarez in the south. I'm about to have you do it anyways. Period. So you guys are driving through the streets of Juarez for about 45 minutes because this is a rather large town. You know what I mean? And you're driving these vehicles. You eventually starts becoming. It's still paved, but it eventually starts becoming dirt, and you're out into the vast desert. The desert, it's almost different, a different feeling than when you guys were outside of Cedar Creek, because now it's just the road, and it's all the road has become dirt, and the headlights as they're piercing through the dirt. More so for you, Mitch, as you're driving, it's almost like you're ripping into the abyss, and it's almost like a comforting feeling to you, like the pitch darkness that's out there. I mean, you can look out the window and you can see some stars, but the moon is kind of being covered up by clouds now. So it's almost like you are invading. You're like an invading body now that's in this immune system that is Mexico, and you feel that way as you're cutting your path through with your old pickup truck that used to belong to you when you were just a old man wishing death, and now instead you're almost young again, and you feel that vibrancy that you felt being a soldier in World War I, but also though you're feeling the confusion and the sense of guilt that comes along with the diablerie that you committed. Cora, you're in the back now. You're in the back, and you're looking at Coyote, and the truck is bouncing. This chick's asleep between you two, right, Cora? And you're sitting there, and you're looking at Coyote, and you see his recent loss of humanity and the skin tone change almost makes it to where you see inspiration in the clay that is his face for what you want to create. You know what I mean? You know how they say people who do stone carving or clay carving, they look at a block of clay, and sometimes they say they can look at the block of clay and they can see the shape starting to form on what they want to create. You're looking at his face right now in the dark, and you're starting to get inspiration. All right. So let's go ahead and roll the strength. It's the dexterity and body craft. That's for the flesh, right?
It's the same roll for me, so it doesn't matter.
So roll 2 of those rolls, and then you keep track of how many successes you got. So the first one's going to be the bone part.
Wow, 4 successes.
Holy shit. All right, and the second one is the flesh part.
4 successes again.
As you're sitting there, Coyote, looking at Cora, you can tell Cora's looking at you, sizing you up. And then slowly she leans over the girl. You know what I mean? It almost puts her knees on the girl, forgets about the girl who's laying on her back asleep, just positions her knees on her pelvic area and almost on her sternum. You know what I mean? To get brace. And she's gotten face to face with you because she's kneeling up, and you see she just extends her hands towards you. And for a second, you're you have a flashback whoever your mother was, and the sweet caressing of your face that your mother probably did at one point before you became a total asshole of a human being. And you see as she's sitting there and she's stroking it for a second. You feel this way too, Cora. It's almost like this is your son. Like, in a way, this is almost like the replacement for the one good boy you had who died in the Great War, you know? And as you're sitting there, and there's this moment, like a connection that you two have, and then all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, you feel that, right? You feel it for a second, but it's not like a romantic thing. It's like a maternal thing. And then all of a sudden, as you're sitting there, almost like, I really love feeling this way again. Your nerves start sending messages to your brain, and at first you're like, this hurts. It's almost like when you get paper cut, and for a second you're like, oh, this is gonna start hurting here. You start the signals are sent to your brain from your nerves, and for a second you're like, what's this? And you see in his eyes for a second, Cora, a panic that that comes across his face. And you see your fingers start going into his flesh. And Cora, your fingers are starting to rub against his bones of his skull, like along the edges there. And you can feel like the coarse lining of his skull, almost like you're rubbing against a wood that hasn't been finished. And as you're sitting there and you're pushing into his skull, you feel this, by the way, and I'm going to tell you how you feel afterward. You're pushing into his skull, and you almost like grab it in your hands, and you feel like you're in it. You feel it like loosen for a second, and then all of a sudden you're like stroking it out like this, and you feel that. And Coyote, as you feel her touching your skull, you're like, what the fuck? And the little bit of your human mind that is still left starts to panic. You feel like Coyote starts shaking for a second, and then you feel her stroking, and at first it feels like, what the hell? This is not cool. And then each stroke, more pain comes, as like she's extending your skull out more, and you can feel it ripping through your flesh in a way, and you start screaming uncontrollably. And Mitch, you hear this as you're driving. Like it almost starts going in rhythm. What are you doing at this moment, Mitch?
Mitch will slow down and look behind him. What in the hell?
And as you're turning around looking, you see Cora going like this. She's on her knees, and she's just like, I don't want to use any lewd movement, because it's not like she's, when I say stroking, like, you know, anything sexual, but she's almost just like going like that with her hands. And you see, like, out of Coyote's forehead, you just see like whiteness, because it's dark. It's hard for you to see, like, coming out of his forehead, like a little bit, almost like 4 inches. And you see just her hands are just going like this, like crazy, like, and you see like, like screaming. And you see she has this like wicked smile on her face for a second. You're seeing this, Richard, by the way, as the truck slows down, and you're like, you're like, what the fuck? And your light is like shining. Matter of fact, Mitch, when you're looking behind you, you see Richard's headlights are like accentuating more what's going on. You know what I mean? It's almost like a spotlight's been turned on Cora, as she's like, eyes all wide, and it's almost like, looked like almost she, like if she was on top of a man straddling, like she was having sex with him. That's how crazy she's moving with her movement at the time, until finally where like she stops, and Coyote, you're looking at her, and you see like red tears of pain are coming down his face as he's looking up at you at this moment. We're not done yet, by the way. Is there anything you guys want to say to each other before you continue on with the rest of your fucked up exercise?
I'm just screaming.
So next, you feel that for a second. You're looking at her, and you feel like road rash. Feel like road rash on your forehead. You know what I mean? That's the pain that reminds you of just like a burning sensation. And then she gently like puts her hands around your cheek again and your chin, and she's looking, and then all of a sudden you feel her thumb goes into your flesh, and you can feel like she's pressing and pressing. You feel this pressure, and you're like, it's almost like when you're at the dentist and they put that shit in your mouth and they do the X-ray. Like, I can't hold on for five. Like, but then it gets to the point where you're like, okay, this can't go any further, but it continues to go further. And you hear this ripping, like a tugging and ripping, and you feel this yanking, and you taste like your Vitae, like just spilling into your mouth. Corey, you're looking down, as you're going with this thumb, you're making his lip, like his flesh meet his jaw. You know what I'm saying? To go where he can see his whole jaw. And as you're doing that, you're like stroking outwards, and you see his blood is just splurting like down his face, and it's splurting on the back windshield, and it's falling like on his clothes, and it's splurting on this girl who's asleep as you're going like this, and just like a red nastiness mess at this moment. You know what I mean? And and when you're done and you're still like trying to scream, but you can't scream at this moment, and you're not biting down on her at this moment. You're fighting the instinct right now, Coyote, the frenzy on her, but you're not, because of the love, and you know that she's doing what you want you to do. After a moment, the wet sloshing sound stops, and you stop, Cor, and you're looking at him. You see him looking. You see these like yellowish, bone-colored horns are kind of like coming out of his forehead now, and they're ragged. They're not like defined. You know what I mean? They're not defined, but they're sharp at the end. And you're looking at his face, and his mouth now has been spread wide open to his ears, and you see you see some red hot mess. It's like all red, and just blood is splattered all down. Some is splattered on his forehead and on the horns. And you're looking at him for a second, and you're like, and you nod in approval. And as you see her nodding in approval for a second, Coyote, she like takes her hand. And she takes her thumbs and she's pressing her thumbs at different spots on your face. And you feel like almost like a pressure of like an ingrown hair or a pimple. What you're doing there, Cora, is you're building like, you had those knots in the picture he showed us, you know what I mean? And you're kind of doing that for a moment. And then you look back and you look at him and you realize there's really not much that you can do more. Like 3 hours have gone by and you can kind of feel lethargic for a second. You look and you see Mitch just like looking through the rearview mirror, like, what the fuck? You see his eyes and you have a moment where you connect and you have blood all splattered on you, Coyote's blood at this moment. Seems on you guys. Go on ahead.
My masterpiece.
I'm almost in like a meditative trance from the pain.
Yeah, you see that, Cora, as he's like zoned out at the moment while you're sitting there like kneeling in front of him still.
Do you want me to lose a blood point or take some damage?
No. I won't make you do either. The blood was for a dramatic effect, and the damage is not really damage. She's just fundamentally changing who you are, you know what I mean? So, and you have fortitude,
okay.
So, which we'll say, you know what I mean? Like, made it to where even she was able maybe to do more because of your fortitude and your healing ability, where normally she wouldn't be able to, and thus her 8 successes that she got there, so.
Speaking mechanics for a second, do you think maybe I should lose a point of appearance, but maybe gain a point in intimidation?
Ooh. I like that. Let me see here. I mean, definitely, dude. I mean, what's your? Let me pull up your character sheet here. That's good mechanics wise. Yeah, you're definitely down to an appearance of 1. I think dropping you to 0 would be really the good. You know what I mean? Thing at this point, right? And then we'll say
there's nothing human left in him.
Yeah, nothing
from the looks. I mean, not humanity wise.
So I'll do this. I'll take away. We're gonna take away the 2 in appearance. Oh man, should I give you 2 in intimidation? Because I'll knock you up to 5. Yeah, because you know what? There's not too many humans who have fucking horns and fucking mouths. So
especially 7.5 feet tall humans or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll take the 2 from your appearance and give you 2 in intimidation. So your intimidation is now up to 5. Choose a specialty for your intimidation, and then let me know when you use it.
What does an intimidation specialty look like? What would that?
Demon impersonation.
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Okay, we'll do nightmare. We'll make it work. Nightmare. I'm writing it down here.
Absolute horror.
You guys travel you have about an hour till sunlight hits, and you guys are still in the middle of the desert. You are about, I would say, coming up on a town called Chihuahua in itself. You're on the outskirts of it, which is still desert. What's your guys' plan of action right now?
Find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, maybe we could see about renting a hotel room or a motel room and then just holing up in the truck for the day.
So you want to rent a hotel room, or do you want to just hole up in the truck in the outskirts of town? It's your call.
Both. Rent a hotel room and then hole up in the truck. That way there's a reason for the truck to be in the parking lot.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
The mission seemed simple enough, don't they always? Simple sweep and flush out operation. We loaded them up in a hazmat tanker in Montreal and shipped them to a downtown warehouse in the Valley of the Sun. They would have been in and out in a few nights. Well, we wouldn't be telling the story if it all went as planned, would we?
I go ahead and I pop Wyatt in.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna run at him and do a sweet spin kick and knock his head off.
We're waiting to see whether or not the abomination kills us.
Shufflehead Chronicles is available on the Critical Hints feed. Search for Critical Hints in iTunes, Google Play, or any other podcatcher.
I don't think this is how. No.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of a which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play Podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the Duets tag to find out more.
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal, to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the City of London, and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.